Well, hello everyone, and welcome again. Today we are working on lesson 37. My holiness blesses the world, and I think we've been talking about being holy, and I'm curious about how people are seeing that whole idea of holiness. And if they're embracing it, if you're embracing it, or if you are resisting and having a hard time with it. I know it's one that if you've been brought up with a religious background of any kind, the holiness is something that we have a hard time accepting as being what we are. We see God as holy. We see other religious figures as holy, but we often don't even think of ourselves as being holy. So I hope that you've been able to embrace that, because I think it's really important, and I think it helps us to understand and to recognize our self-worth and our lovability, and the fact that we are very worthy of everything, all the amazing and wonderful things, of peace, of love, of all sorts of wonderful things in our lives. So again, today is lesson 37, and the lesson is actually My Holiness Blesses the World. And so this is really talking about our holiness, and how when we are standing in that holiness, when we are embracing the loving presence, the impact that we have on those around us and the world in general, and how different it is from when we approach the world from that very ego-centered place. So let's go ahead and read the lesson for today. My holiness blesses the world. This idea contains the first glimmerings of your true function in the world, or why you are here. Your purpose is to see this world through your own holiness. Thus are you and the world blessed together. No one loses, nothing is taken away from anyone. Everyone gains through your holy vision. It signifies the end of sacrifice because it offers everyone his full due. And he is entitled to everything because it is his birthright as the Son of God. So very often we get caught up in wanting to know what our purpose is, and we think that our purpose should be, to be a life coach, to be a holistic practitioner, to be a teacher, to have some vocation, to do something important in the world. And what this is telling us is the most important thing we could possibly do in the world is to recognize our holiness and present that to the world, and to see the holiness in everyone else that we meet. Because from that place of holiness, from that place of loving presence, we see no problems in the world. And that is the best healing we could ever do. There is no other way in which the idea of sacrifice can be removed from the world's thinking. Any other way of seeing will inevitably demand payment of someone or something. As a result, the perceiver will lose, nor will he have any idea why he is losing. It is his wholeness restored to his awareness through your vision. Your holiness blesses him by asking nothing of him. Those who see themselves as whole make no demands. So if I feel complete and whole and at peace with myself, and I feel worthy, and I feel loved, and I feel lovable, then I'm going to see nothing but that in other people. I'm going to see everyone else as being whole and holy, and not needing anything, or not needing to change them or make it any different than it actually is. So there is a sense of peace, and there's a place that we rest in that is comfortable and feels safe and has nothing to prove. Your holiness is the salvation of the world. It lets you teach the world that it is one with you, not by preaching to it, not by telling it anything, but merely by your quiet recognition that in your holiness are all things blessed along with you. I like that idea, that we're blessed in our holiness. I like the word, and I just like the way it feels to know that I am blessed and that I see other people as blessed as well. Today's 4 longer exercise periods, each to involve 3 to 5 minutes of practice, begin with a repetition of the idea for today, followed by a minute or so of looking about you as you apply the idea to whatever you see. My holiness blesses this chair. My holiness blesses that window. My holiness blesses this body. Then close your eyes and apply the idea to any person who occurs to you, using his name and saying, my holiness blesses you, so-and-so. And this I find to be a really important one, and one that can be so valuable when we are in conflict with someone or when we're angry with someone, is to just take a few moments and to reach in and say, my holiness blesses you. It's much like when the loving kindness meditation is often used, and it's used in that same way. It's offering up to the other person. May you feel blessed. May you find peace. May you be free of suffering. To offer ourselves, to then offer people we love, and then followed by people that we may struggle with in relationship, people that annoy us, people that push our buttons and trigger us. It helps us, just in the same way that forgiveness helps us, it helps us to see them in a different light. It helps bring us into that holiness that blesses. You may continue the practice period with your eyes closed. You may open your eyes again and apply the idea for today to your outer world if you so desire. You may alternate between applying the idea to what you see around you and to those who are in your thoughts. Or you may use any combination of these 2 phases of application that you prefer. The practice period should conclude with a repetition of the idea with your eyes closed and another following immediately with your eyes open. The shorter exercises consist of repeating the idea as often as you can. It is particularly helpful to apply it silently to anyone you meet, using his name as you do so. It is essential to use the idea if anyone seems to cause an adverse reaction in you. Offer him the blessing of your holiness immediately, that you may learn to keep it in your own awareness. And so offering that blessing, that from your holiness, offering that blessing to someone else, just is a reminder to ourselves to stay in that place of holiness, to remember our loving presence, and to offer that up to people, and to see that in other people. So great lesson. Really, really good for using on a day-to-day basis. And hopefully today, as well as the shorter periods of the exercise, or the more structured periods of exercise, hopefully you can use it throughout the day with people that trigger you and people that don't. So yes, really, really, see what you can do with this, and see how it may change how your day goes and your relationships with other people. So have a great day, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow for lesson 38. Bye for now.